After we have listed the most important stations in the history of relations between Morocco and Algeria, let's go back today, and specifically to the early 16th century, to find out some important details that we will need to know the great and vast discrepancy that distinguishes Morocco from Algeria. But why this date exactly? The answer to this question, quite simply, is because Algeria, before this date, was either subordinate to the rule of Morocco, like the Almoravids, Almohads, and the Marinids, or consisted of scattered cities and non-unified emirates. And it is the time when Algeria and Tunisia began to enter into their dependence on the Ottomans and break away from dependence on the ruling families in Morocco. And during this video, we will touch on a book that will be useful to us as a testimony to the great difference between Morocco and Algeria in this era. This book is from the memoirs of Khayr ad-dine Barbarossa, the Ottoman commander who ruled the Mediterranean with his brothers, despite the lies he is promoting, and his brother Urujar from the European side, although he is a pirate. For reference, he is the one who extended the power of the Ottomans to Algeria and then Tunisia. Khayr ad-dine says in his memoirs from the book translated into Arabic, translated by the Algerian Mohammed Daraj. Page 77 of the book. We had subjected a large part of the country to our will. In reference to Algeria, Arauj had a large number of Arab, Berber and Andalusian warriors, but they did not know martial arts like the Turks. Rather, they were fleeing in battles. Page 81. Welcome, warriors. The Spaniards have fled with our prince. As for those who remain in the city, they will not be satisfied with anyone but you and your brother Sultan Urud. Page 85. Uruj ordered their heads to be cut off. When the residents of Tennessee saw this, they knew that this was very dangerous, and they swore allegiance to him as Sultan. Page 95. I have commanded that the coins be minted and the sermon read in the name of Sultan Salim Khan. My intention was that you not mint the coins and read the sermon in the name of a sultan other than the Ottoman Sultan. In this time, the Sultan of Morocco was the largest Arab king in Africa. I thought that if the Sultan of Morocco had not been subjugated, it would be impossible for the Turks to rule Africa. One day, I asked a number of Arab princes to come to Algeria and told them, Sultan Salim Khan is the Caliph of the Messenger. May God bless him and grant him peace on earth. How can you leave the Caliph of the Muslims and the Sultan of the world, and read the sermon and mint the money in the name of the Sultan of Morocco? He also says, your future and the future of your country depend on striking money in the name of the Ottoman Sultan, and woe to you if you disobey and disobey. Page 98. Morocco was ruled by a sultan from an ancient royal family. However, it lost its strength and stability due to internal wars. There was no other country in North Africa more important than Morocco. As for Tunisia and Tlemcen, which were ruled by the Hafsids and Banu Abd al-Wahid, it no longer matters at all. Yes, in this period, Morocco was at the height of the decline of the Marinid Empire and the receipt of power by the Wattasids, who were weak. Despite that, the Ottomans could not control Morocco. The Wattasids did not rule for a long period, and one of the biggest reasons for their collapse was their normalization with the Ottomans, as the Saadian state became stronger and condemned to remove them from power, so that the Battle of Wadi al-Laban took place between the Saadians and the Ottomans, which history did not give it its due, and which ended with the defeat of the Ottomans, which we will discuss in another video. Page 101. Now, Algeria is under my authority, and no one can take it away from me, because this country is not mine, and it belongs to the great Sultan Salim Khan. The people of Algeria love us, and they know the value of the blessing in which they live since we came to Algeria. As for the Sultan of Tlemcen, he began to agree with the Sultan of Morocco.
Let's sum it up. With regard to Algeria, Khayr ad-dine Barbarossa says in his memoirs that as soon as they set foot on the land of Algeria, with his brother Arauj, They found scattered and weak cities and principalities subject to Spanish occupation. So much so that they never once sought the help of the two brothers and the Ottoman Sultan to help them respond to the Spanish tyranny against them. The people of Algeria did not have the strength to unite and repel the Spanish aggression, because they were weak people who were not strong enough for jihad and wars, and they fled from the battlefields at the first test. This confirms their submissiveness and servility in an easy and automatic manner. Not to mention the number of betrayals that Khayr and his brother Rouj were subjected to by the inhabitants of Algeria, which was only a city and not a state as the Algerians claim. This is from Algeria. On the other hand, Khayr in Barbarossa recognizes that Morocco is historically an empire and a kingdom ruled by a sultan from an ancient family. Yes, that's the truth. Morocco has always been a strong kingdom. Of course, suffered from the occupation of his frontiers and the interference in his internal affairs. However, every time he rallied on his mighty warriors, he was not easily subjugated. Khayr adds that Morocco is the most important kingdom in North Africa, and unless it is controlled, it is impossible to impose the control of the Turks, or rather the Ottomans, on Africa. Unfortunately, they were unable to control it, and their dream came to an end in the Battle of Wadi al-Laban. Yes, my friends, it is Morocco, gentlemen. With its strategic location, it was the site of the ambitions of the Spaniards, the French, the Portuguese, and the Ottomans. However, he resisted and resisted. These are the genes of kings. See you in another video.